So it's going to be a fairly relaxing practice, but let's see what we come up with. We're going to start, let's start in seated, and then we'll make our ways to the back. All right, so finding your way down. We have much more sun right now than we have had at this time of day for our practice. So it's really beautiful process to watch. So if you have window close by, give yourself that view now and then. Did I say sitting and then I went straight to my back? Join me. Join me. I went for it. So let's go all the way down. And let's release the body. And as if we're ending the practice in Shavasana, but this is going to give us a good feel of what is this body like right now? And what sort of mental state are we in right now? So just letting the toes shift away from each other, letting the hands flip upwards, palms flip upwards. Before we get centered, notice any internal agitation, any internal irritation, anything within that's making you feel unsteady, maybe some sort of thoughts, maybe just the pace of thoughts themselves. The mental activity itself being something that really does knock us off balance. So notice that internal mental state, that internal emotional state. And then we're going to let that go by engaging the body and the breath. So 3 times on the inhalation, take a deep breath in through the nose and create fists with the hands. Close up the eyes really tight, clench the jaw, activate the arms, the legs, the feet, curling the toes, and then exhale out through the mouth. Release all of that and feel just a little bit lighter in the mind. Just a little bit more even in the mind. And then we'll do this again. Inhaling. Activating arms, legs, hands, feet, eyes, jaw, glutes. Exhale out through the mouth. Now feeling just a little bit more light in the mind than before. Once again, inhale. Activate the whole body, hands, feet, face, everything in between. And then exhale, release. That release occurring in the body, physical body, and in the mind, the mental body. Feeling a little bit more evenness in both. So now in this space, let's begin to just watch the breath flow on its own. Watching nature and its rhythm expressing itself in your body. This body that is a part of nature, watching the belly maybe, or the chest, or the nostrils, or even the throat. Or the whole process from the trunk up to the nostrils. Keep watching and let this watchfulness calm you even more deeply. Continue to let the breath be natural, but bring your awareness to the brain and begin to relax the brain. Bring your awareness to the throat. Relax the throat. And bring your awareness down into the heart and relax the heart. Bring your awareness into the lungs and feel them relax. Bring your awareness into the abdomen and let all the organs there relax and soften. Feel the arms and the legs relax, the hands and the feet relax. And we're kind of relaxing through the whole body to start a little bit more in a fresh way. So a nice fresh start with the body, fresh start with the mind, so that we can be fully involved physically and mentally in this practice today. So now we'll start to cultivate the breath. Take a breath in through the nose. Fog out through the mouth. Fog in through the mouth. Close the mouth, exhale through the nostrils. Keeping the lips sealed, but fogging the breath in and out. Now, you don't have to stay with this breath for a slower practice like today, but I find that it does keep me focused and keeps me quite relaxed if I maintain it, even in the slowest of practices. So see what works for you. But now we're going to start to move the body. So let's just take the right arm out to the right and then take the left arm out to the left. So there's no hurry, just letting the slow pace of the arms be. And then we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest and then bring the left knee in towards the chest. And here you might pick up the hips a little bit, so lift the feet up and then adjust so that you feel somewhat sturdy in the sacrum and it's comfortably pressed into the mat. And then we'll take the knees over to the right and just come to a little bit of a spinal twist. So then turn, once the knees are over to the right, turn the head left and right a few times. And then keep the head turned away from the right hand. This is good to help neutralize the back, neutralize the spine, helping tension to dissipate here or to dissolve, to break up, whatever it is that helps you think about tension leaving the space. And then we will bring, let's say, take one more deep breath here. And then we'll bring the knees in towards the chest. And then again, pick up the feet so the hips lift back up just for a moment. And then drop the knees over to the left. Right shoulder blade stays down. Turn the head left and right. And then turning the head to the right. Just letting the body continue to be heavy. So you relax the spine. And then let's bring the knees back to center. Again, pick up the feet So you could just lift the hips for a moment. And then we're going to lift the feet all the way so we can grasp the feet with the hands. See about grasping the big toes with the peace fingers for a moment. And then flex at the feet and point the feet as much as you can. So letting the toes come down and then the toes go up. So let the feet carry the arms up. And then as you drop the toes, take the shoulders back. Okay, then again, pushing into the fingers to lift the shoulders off the ground, and then bringing the toes back in and pushing the shoulders into the mat. So just a few more of these. Okay, once more, lifting those toes up and then drawing them in and feeling the heels now reach upwards towards the sky. Create a little bit of motion here, so maybe some swaying side to side, maybe legs separate a little bit more, maybe knees bend deeply, still holding the big toes with the first and second finger, peace fingers. Three more deep breaths. So, before we go further, each of us has had a different kind of day. There might be similarities in them, but there's going to be little differences. So before we go further, we're going to individualize this practice by bringing, first releasing the feet and bringing the knees together and holding the knees with the hands. Now we're just going to rock side to side, just kind of cradling the body, moving side to side. But just consider for a moment, if you feel like you need to still the body to think about it, you can. But just consider, what kind of day was this for you? Was it a highly emotional day? Was it a highly mental day? Were you thinking a lot, trying to solve problems? Or were you maybe feeling many feelings and emotions? Or it could be a balance between the two and you found that there was a good balance. But just check in and see. Okay, and then once you have found that, bring the knees to center and lift the head, give the knees a big squeeze. And for about 3 breaths, focus the breath on that part of yourself and let that part settle. So if it was highly mental day, let the mind settle. If it was a highly emotional day, you'll also let the mind settle, but in relation to the emotions. And we'll bring the head down to the mat, pick up the feet again, come back into happy baby. Exploring. Maybe you're going to hold the big toes again. Maybe you'll hold the sides of the feet. If you get the sides of the feet, now you'll kind of flatten the feet out and then still press those heels up and let the back of the legs experience some openness. Three more deep breaths. Okay, let's lower the left foot down. And now we're going to hold the right foot with the hands. The left foot can come down to the mat or you can straighten the left leg if that doesn't pick up the low body. So now we'll just continue to hold this right foot, maybe left hand behind the thigh. Right hand stays to the foot though. You can check and see maybe left hand has a better position. Now just lift the head and take about 3 deep breaths. The leg can stay bent or you can straighten it if that works for your body. And then we'll pick up the left leg, come back into your happy baby. See just those 3 breaths, what sort of a change it made in the right leg. Very short period of time. Let's release the right leg, and then holding on to the left foot with both hands, or maybe the back of the thigh with the right hand. And again, 3 deep breaths. And we'll pick up the right foot, come back into happy baby, and just look for a little bit more extension in both of the legs. They're a little bit more free than they were before, and we'll keep working on them today. Now let's cross the ankles right from here, cross the ankles, and then release the feet down towards the mat. So you have ankles crossed. We're just going to take the arms behind and relaxing the arms, relaxing the head, relaxing the sacrum, feeling the knees heavy, the feet heavy. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Going to lift the feet up, keeping the ankles crossed just for fun, and then switch the order of the ankles and lower them down. Sometimes it's nice to just move the body in a way that it hasn't moved before. I've personally never done that before. But then we're just going to lower the ankles, and again, just be right here and take a nice clearing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now we're going to uncross the ankles and just bring the right leg on top of the left and roll over to the left side. Just take a moment to sense what it's like to just lie on the side after being on the back for so long. And then we're going to press our way up to seated and actually come right into hands and knees into a table posture. We're going to find cat-cow a few times here. So inhale, belly sinks, head and tailbone shift up. Exhale, belly engages, head and tailbone shift down, but at the bottom of the exhale, pull the belly really up into the rest of the body. Inhaling. Exhale. Strengthening the belly here and toning within as you pull that belly up. A few more times. Couple more. Okay, let's find neutral spine. Right from here, we're going to roll over the toes and lift the knees for a moment, about 2 inches from the mat, and then look forward. So we're strengthening the belly a little bit more. 3 more deep breaths. Strengthening the whole core. Lots of strengthening in the arms. And exhale, lower the knees. Take the arms forward all the way into heart chakra posture. Hips stay up. The forehead comes down. Take 3 deep breaths. Soften the belly. Send the heart downwards towards the mat. Next inhalation, rise back up to table. And then again, we're going to roll over the toes and lift the knees. So here we've got some stretching of the toes as well. And we're looking forward. You can squeeze the shoulders back, pull the belly in. One more breath. Lowering the knees, send the hands forward. Again, come back into Anahatasana, heart chakra posture. Soften the belly. You need a little bit more, maybe lift the head, but keep sending the heart downward. And let's rise back up to table. And this time we'll roll over the toes, but then we'll come into downward facing dog. So lifting the hips up and finding a little bit of motion here before we go further. Let's look forward. And on the next exhalation, float the feet forward to the top of the mat. Come into a forward fold. Release the head. Maybe take a clearing breath here and there. Let the tension in the back of the legs be released. Let the low back stretch. And we're going to start to rise. So let's bend the knees and begin to unfold little by little through the back. The head rises last. Once you're here, move the shoulders around a bit. Okay, so we're going to stand at the top of the mat and let's see. Let's start with some work with the upper body for a moment. So let's take the left foot to the back of the mat. We're going to find a lunge and plant the left heel down. So you're in a warrior with from the shoulders down, but we're going to work with the arms here. So we're going to take the arms out to the sides and flip the palms so they're facing back, the tops of the hands facing forward. Now imagine that there's a strong steel bar that you're trying to push with the arms forward. We're going to start to do that going forward. So pushing the arms forward, as if you're moving steel bars here. Takes a lot of effort. And then now the bars are on this side. We're going to start to push them out. So what we're doing is really activating the arms in a way that is going to increase the amount of energy that we actually will feel, because the energy will be flowing. So you'll feel that. We're going to continue to go forward. We'll do this 3 times, keeping the lunge here, pushing back. Now you feel that the legs are really working. Keep pressing the back heel into the mat. So one more time, taking the arms forward. And then out. Now we're going to release the arms down and then step the left foot up next to the right, coming into standing position. Just standing nice and tall, closing the eyes, and just let the arms be as they are. You're going to sense that they're light. They feel quite light, as if they're even floating. And if you really just let them be, without trying to force them down, they physically will start to rise up a little bit. Another deep breath. We're doing 6 total. So we're going to go into the other side now. So feet hip distance apart, step the right foot to the back of the mat. We have our lunge with the right foot pressed down, right toe slightly to the right, left knee lunging, When you're ready, take the arms to a T, face the palms back, tops of the hands forward, and then continuing, pressing the arms forward and pressing them back. Two more, nice and slow. Okay, after that final one, release the arms down. Step the right foot up, standing nice and tall. Softening the eyes. Letting the whole body breathe. And finding a sense of stillness in the body so that you can just watch what happens with the arms. You've energized the arms, so you can probably feel a different sensation in the arms than usual. Lightness, energy, uplifting sensation in the arms. Now let's take a breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. It's time for a tree posture. And the reason I'm choosing tree in particular is because now is the time where that sap is rising up from the roots and making its way up the trunk. And then those leaves will start to grow again once it has the limbs have that nourishment. So we've nourished our limbs. Let's allow ourselves to kind of come into the spirit of the tree. And so find a support if you need something for balance to help you out. Otherwise, probably step off the mat if you have a lot of cushion there. Then we'll start by having hands maybe together and closing the eyes and letting ourselves really sense the feet. So pick up the toes. You can sense the ball of each foot. Now notice the ball of the left foot and the ball of the right foot. Notice the inner part of that ball on each foot. Set the toes down, and now notice the heels. Go to the inside of the heels, closer to the arch, closer to the sole of the foot, and pay attention to that segment of the foot. Okay. Notice the left side, notice the right side. Now we're going to shift over to the left leg and keep your focus point on the foot and the roots of the foot. You can imagine that they're digging downward into your floor, but then even further beyond that to meet the earth. Engage the thigh of the left leg. Engage the glute of the left leg. And then bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg somewhere. Could be towards the ankle, could be towards the thigh, above the knee or below the knee. Keep pressing the right knee over to the right. And then begin to push the legs into each other. So by doing this, we're also energizing the legs, similar to what we did with the arms. So if you feel balance, maybe let the arms rise, but maybe you let them release down as we had them before, and you can come back into that feeling of lightness in the arms. And then let them float upwards. Shape your branches. Feel that through the fingertips, through the forearms, the elbows, the upper arms. Keep pushing the legs into each other. Feel energy rising from the earth all the way up to the fingertips. And slowly start to release back down. First arms, then legs. And move around through the feet once you're there. Roll the ankles. Let's try the other side. So we'll have the feet planted, hips distance apart. Bring the attention to the right foot. Connect that foot, the nerve endings there, those roots. Let them go down into the ground. Now engage the calf, the thigh, the right glute. Pick up the left foot, bring it in towards the right, inner right leg, sending the left knee over to the left. Not sinking into one hip or the other. We really want to keep the hips balanced and lifted. The legs press into each other. When you're ready, feel the rising of the arms. Shape the branches. Even if you have one limb, one arm on a support beam, a chair, or a wall, it's feeling now energy rising from the earth all the way up to the fingertips. Two more breaths. And slowly let the arms float down. Let the foot float down and moving through the feet. We're going to come to face the side of the mat. And then we'll separate the feet. Nice wide stance. Bring the arms out to the sides and then take the chin upwards for a moment. Feel the opening of the chest. Next, inhale, reach the arms upwards. Find eagle arms, crossing one elbow in front of the other. Maybe wrap the forearms around each other, palms to each other if possible, if not, tops of the hands towards each other. Push the arms into each other. Send the elbows forward and upward. Exhale, bend the knees and begin to fold right here. Keep the arms intertwined and reach the elbows away from the chest and the hands away from the elbows. Now let the head go completely. What we're going to do is come to side lunges from here. So extended side angle posture. We're going to go to each side. So unravel the arms at this point. Bring the hands down and pivot the right foot to face the front of the mat. You're going to need to walk the hands towards the right foot for that to be possible. Then right from here, bring the right elbow, right forearm to the right thigh, and then lift the trunk. Take the left arm up and over the left ear, so creating a circle. And then pause here for 2 breaths. Maybe looking up past the left hand. Now complete the circle with the left arm. Bring it down. Walk right over to the left foot. Okay, let the left toes face the back of the mat, the right foot facing side of the mat. Bring left elbow to left thigh. Bring the trunk up. And then take that arm by the right thigh up and over the right ear. Now looking up past the right hand. exhale, complete the circle. Right hand comes down, walk to center. Okay, right from here, let's fold for a nice deep breath, going all the way down with the head. Clear the breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. We're going to be rising from here, so let the arms kind of lead. So first maybe cross the wrists, then begin to open the arms out to the sides. Begin to rise with the arms, and then take the arms out to the sides as we had them before. Let the chin lift. Cross the opposite elbow in front. So if you like, you can reach up and then cross. So if you forgot which one was which, just kind of feel it out, and then you'll be able to see which one feels less comfortable. And then from here, we're sending elbows forward and upward, and then we'll bend the knees and lower. Sending the elbows away from the heart, the hands even further. Now we'll let the head go completely. And unwind the arms. So now they're just hanging there. We're going to do exactly what we just did, but we're going to start with the left side. So let's walk over to the left foot and then reposition the left foot so it faces the back of the mat. Bring left elbow to the thigh, and then we'll circle that right arm up and over the right ear. Look up past the right hand if that's comfortable for the neck. And let's take 5 deep breaths. Release the right hand down. Walk over to the other leg. Toes face the front of the mat. Right elbow to thigh. Pick up the left arm up and over the left ear. Look up past the left hand. 5 deep breaths. Exhale, release the left hand down. Come back to the center. Fold here for a nice deep breath. And actually, let's do this. Let's separate the feet as much as they'll go. So if they don't go too far, maybe bring the hands to blocks, and then you'll be folding there. If they can go far, a little further with the palms down, turn the hands to face back, and then walk the hands back as far back as they'll go. Maybe bring the crown of the head to the mat. Maybe that stability helps you separate the legs a little bit more. Folding for 2 more deep breaths. Wherever you are, that final breath will take a nice clearing action out through the mouth. So exhaling and releasing. And then let's walk back to center. From here, we're going to do as we did before. Hang loose for a moment, cross the wrists, and then begin to let the arms lift the trunk up. Take the chin upward, send the arms back. And let's release the arms down. Heel toe the feet so they come closer together. And we're going to come right to seated. So you can face forward. We're going to start with the ankles crossed, or foot in front of shin. Once you're here, roll the shoulders a few times. Take some circles. Whew. Circle the other way. Take the shoulders up, back, down. Let's work a little bit with the neck. So we'll drop the chin to the chest, or we'll drop the chin towards the neck really. So you're kind of pulling it in as you drop it down. Then lift the chin up and lower the chin, lift the chin, lower and lift. Once more. Once the head comes to center, turn the head left and right a few times. Okay, once you bring the head to center, push the chin out and pull the chin in. So a few chin tucks. This helps correct all of the chin forward facing situations that we have, which harms the neck and puts much more pressure on the spine than we can really afford. Okay, and then once we have the chin back in, just bring it just inward a little bit. Feel the crown of the head stretch up, and then take the right ear upwards towards the sky. Bring the hands in if they're at your knees. Bring the hands in and just let the arms relax. And we'll bring the head to center. Lift the left ear towards the sky. And we'll bring the head to center. And we can just give a little bit of free movement to the head. Let it come down, take semicircles or careful full circles. And then we'll lift the head, coming back to neutral position there. Keep the ankles crossed as they are, or have foot in front of shin. Lower the chin down to the chest and begin to collapse the spine all the way till you find some support for the head, even if that means you have to bring hands or a block to the forehead. Now let's take 3 full breaths here. Every breath, let the body get heavy. Particularly on the exhalation. And maybe a nice sigh with some sound. And then we'll unroll the spine. The head rises last. Once the head rises, switch the order of the ankles. And again, lower the head and begin to collapse the spine. Take a good clearing breath again. Maybe 2 and 1 with sound. And start to rise up. Okay, let's extend the left foot forward. I'm just going to switch directions here. Left foot forward, left leg extended, right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Couple postures here. First, head to knee posture, then we're going to revolve that. That's going to help with some back issues. So inhale, reach the arms upwards. Make sure the left foot is flexed. Maybe let the left knee bend. Maybe sit on something to prop up if you're very tight. And then we'll exhale, begin to hinge forward, bring the hands somewhere to the leg that feels comfortable enough. Remember, if you're really tight, if the leg is shaking, just bend the left knee and then you'll actually get into those tight spots. So every exhalation, releasing into the fold. Every exhalation, letting go a little bit more. Every inhalation, filling, getting ready to exhale and release. Okay, so before we go further, let's take this right hand, keep it on the left leg, weave the left arm underneath the right arm, and find the right leg, something on the right leg that you can hold on to. Maybe the knee, maybe somewhere along the thigh. You might have to go up the thigh. If you want more, you'll go lower towards the knee. And then we're going to fold into this left leg. Feel the back of that left shoulder stretching. A little bit more into the low back as you pull down. Now see if you can begin to take this right arm up. So we'll actually take it back first. Take the right arm back, reach it up, and then take it over the right ear. And see if you can find the foot. And if not, you're just right here in this nice deep side bend. If you can find the foot, keep working the left shoulder down to the inside of the left knee. The head is turned to the right. That right arm is over the head. Nice deep stretch down the back. And then we'll turn to look towards this left leg again and reposition the right hand so it's along the leg or the foot, folding in as we did before. We're going to release the left arm now and bring it to the left leg, folding here. Notice how much lower you are than before. Even if it's just an inch is a long way. Then we'll inhale and start to rise. And then let's switch legs. So right leg extended, left foot to the inside of the thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up, flex the right foot. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, finding length and preparing for the release on the exhale. So we're preparing on the inhalation, and then we release on the exhalation. Remember, it's not about getting the foot, it's about feeling the stretch in the back of the leg. So again, bending the knee if you need to, maybe holding the back of the thigh or the back of the calf. If it's too hard to get the foot, we don't want to overextend in the shoulders because most of us are a little too overextended there. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and weave the right arm underneath the left and find the left knee or thigh. Folding into the right leg. Noticing the right shoulder getting lower and lower. So we'll keep the right hand where it is and then begin to turn the heart to the left as we take the left arm behind and then reach it upwards and then maybe send it up and over, overhead over that left ear. Maybe we can lower enough to find the foot, but don't force it. Not looking for pain, just your end point and then your ability to breathe deeply and just be in that position. And patiently watching the body change as you breathe. Maybe sinking right shoulder to the inside of the right knee a little bit more. And then we'll keep the right hand where it is, shift to look towards that right foot or right leg, repositioning the left hand. Notice how much lower you are here. Unweave that right arm, take it to the right leg or foot. Release for one more breath. And then start to rise up. That's a deep stretch. So we're going to come down to the back. And rock a little bit side to side with the knees. We'll neutralize that by taking those spinal twists. Bring the arms to a T, and then take the knees over to the right. Turn the head to the left. Let that left knee relax a little bit more. Now keep the left arm where it is, but take your right hand over right to the front of the left shoulder, right where it hooks to the chest. And you're just going to massage this region a little bit. So it's like right to the, you see that armpit? Right, let's say that muscle facing the sky, to the inner part of the armpit. And just putting some pressure here. And then we'll just let that arm come back out to the right. Take a breath. Bring the knees to center. You can lift the feet a little, resituate the hips, and then lower the knees to the left. Now hopefully you feel that the left shoulder, chest, feels softer and more comfortable to be in than the right, just from that little quick massage. So turning the head to the right, just taking a moment to be in the twist. And then that left hand can come over to the chest and right by that shoulder, right by that armpit, pushing into that tough muscle. Keep letting the right leg get heavier. And letting the breath also become more natural, not controlling it. Let that left arm come out to the left. Take a deep breath. And bring the knees to center. You can lift those feet up and then release. We're going to rest. So let's go ahead and take the feet to the sides of the mat and let the toes turn away from each other. But if you'd like, another option is to take the soles of the feet together. So just give yourself a chance to experience both and see what you'd like to do. And then we'll let the arms be out, the palms flipped upwards. Okay, so actually release the feet to the corners of the mat because I want us to activate as we did before. So on the next inhalation, activate everything as we did before. Clench the jaw, close the eyes, fists, close the toes. And then exhale, release everything. Inhale, activate everything, thighs, glutes, calves, biceps, throat. Exhale, let everything go. And one more time, inhaling. And exhale, releasing. Now situating the body in the way that you want it to rest. And relaxing the brain. Relaxing the eyes, the inner parts of the eyes, and the outer parts of the eyes. Relax the ears, the inner parts of the ears, and the outer parts of the ears. Relax the mouth, the inner parts of the mouth, and the outer parts. Relax the head, and see the inner parts of the head and the outer parts of the head. Relax the throat, the innermost parts of the throat and the outermost. Relax the chest, the innermost parts and the outermost parts. Relax the arms, the innermost parts of the arms and the hands and the outermost parts. This all the way to the skin and maybe beyond. And the abdomen, relaxing the innermost parts and the outermost parts of the abdomen. Relaxing the hips, the pelvis, innermost parts, outermost parts. Relaxing the legs, the innermost parts of the legs, thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles and feet also. Innermost and the outermost parts. Feel the whole body now fully relaxed. Sense the evenness of the body, the physical body, the evenness of the mental body, the evenness of the emotional body, and part of that mental body. Resting completely in this state of being that is balanced and free. At this time, keeping the body as it is, keeping the breath as it is. Take this moment to experience your being as very light, so light as if it's floating. Your entire being, all the parts of yourself, the most dense parts in the physical body, and the most subtle parts of the soul. Feeling this whole being lifting upwards, floating, light as a feather. And still maintaining that lightness of a feather, begin to take a few deep breaths. And let those breaths settle that lightness back onto the mat. Just like when the air underneath the feather becomes still, that feather lowers down, letting your entire being lower back down, and yet still feeling that lightness. Now we're going to start to come back into this body by brushing the thumbs along the fingertips, maybe feeling the fingers into the palms, and starting to move the feet, maybe wiggling the toes a little bit. And bring the feet together. Circle the arms behind and find length. Point the toes forward, get a little bit of a back bend here, lift the belly upwards. And then we'll exhale, relax the low back, bring the knees into the chest, squeeze them in. Little rocking side to side. Roll to the side, pause there for a moment. And then when you're ready, press your way up to seated. Sitting up nice and tall, feeling the lightness of this body now and the evenness of the mind, the evenness of the emotions, and carrying ourselves into the evening with this sense of evenness within our whole being. Let's bring the palms together to seal the practice today with the sound of Om. Breathing in through the nose. Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.